The Commission on Elections has assured the public that is all systems go for the holding of the plebiscite in Maguindanao on Saturday. Mon Gualvez is joining us live to give us the details. Mon, how are the preparations for the plebiscite?
Robbie, the plebiscite tomorrow follows the passage of Republic Act 11550 a year ago, which provides for the division of the provinces of Maguindanao into two separate provinces that will be named Maguindanao del Norte and Maguindanao del Sur. The rationale behind the proposal is that it's becoming extremely hard for some people in Maguindanao to avail to their provincial government's basic services. As shared to us by Vice Governor Aini Sinsuat, those from the 1st District in particular find it hard to go to their capital, which is Buluan, which is located in the 2nd District. Also, to be exact, the province of Maguindanao encompasses 36 municipalities and more than 500 barangays. That is why the proponents of RA 11550 thought it would be more efficient if the rationale, or if the province rather, would be divided into two smaller and more manageable units. But of course, the people of Maguindanao would have to put their stamp of approval to this, thus the conduct of the plebiscite tomorrow to be headed by the Commission on Elections, or COMELEC. And as of now, all the paraphernalia and all the things that will be used for the plebiscite are in place in all the separate, or in all the municipalities of Maguindanao. Robbie.
Mon, you talked about the people of Maguindanao, of course, the ultimate stakeholders. Give us a sense of their emotion, their level of interest. How many people do we actually expect to vote tomorrow?
We are expecting around 818,790 who are registered voters here in Maguindanao. And if you're going to ask me what is the sentiment of Maguindanaoans at the moment, personally, it looks like it's going to be a yes, because aside from the yes banners that we've seen left and right in almost every town here in Maguindanao, we also talked to some residents, influential families, even the BARM government or the Bangsamoro government, and men on the street asking them about if they are in favor or not, and they all answer they are in favor because, as they've said, it's the most practical means of ensuring delivery of basic services that would be more accessible to both the side of the provincial government and the side of the residents. But a few groups actually voiced their concern in the seeming lack of proper information dissemination. We got hold of a statement by the Interfaith Movement for Peaceful and Clean Elections, or IM for Peace, calling for the plebiscite to be postponed for up to more than 2 months. That's because, as they've said, while yes banners are aplenty, they can't remember a time when there was actually an information drive from either the provincial government or from the COMELEC. But we also asked this one to the COMELEC, but they have no answers yet for this issue. But as far as they're concerned, the plebiscite will push through tomorrow from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And there were more than 800,000 who are expected to vote, as I've mentioned a while back. Robbie.
One, what happens, as you mentioned, the expectation is yes to the split. How soon can this be enforced?
Once the plebiscite closes tomorrow at 3 p.m., the canvassing will start. No, so after that, immediately, if the yes or no vote wins, then it will be declared. Actually, right now, some of the officials of COMELEC National are also here in Maguindanao, and they are talking about the security preparations for what will happen tomorrow in the plebiscite. And they are actually getting ready as well for the announcement if the province will totally be splitted into two. Again, namely Maguindanao del Norte and Maguindanao del Sur. And the preparation for the new provinces, if the yes vote wins, will be around a month or two. Danny.
Mon, final question lang. We all know that politics in the Philippines ultimately go down not just to the voters, but also, frankly, the powers at the local level. You mentioned influential families. Could you give us a rundown of when you mention influential families or powers in Maguindanao, whether in the north or the south? Maybe just remind us of some names that are influential and powerful, then that may also be behind either side of this campaign.
Well, Robbie, they've mentioned to us, actually, we've talked to some provincial leaders of Maguindanao, and they've mentioned that they actually formed a family alliance composes of the Ampatuans, the Mangudadatus, the Sinsuats, the Masturas, and other families who are actually influential, not only here in the province, but actually we are being heard of, no, even in Manila or even other places, because their influence actually is seemingly encompassing other provinces as well. But that if we're going to mention some names, again, those who are in position right now who actually created that's what we call family alliance, Robbie.
Maraming salamat, Mon Gualvez.